Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me for the Last Door Collector's Edition Extras Sequence Selection Area Part thing. We're going to go ahead and start at the morgue because it's the first in the list. I've never actually done these, so I don't know how long they are, so I'm either going to do one, or multiple, or all of them right now. We're going to have to see. I have not finished here yet. Oh, okay, so it's all going to be in this one room. Here I have the police and medical report. The latter is still blank. According to the police, the deceased's name is Father Ernest Glynn. The man immolated himself. Oh, that's great. Oh boy. Alright. The sky is cloudy outside. An anatomical model built of actual human bones. There must be something wrong with the water pressure valve. Okay. Scalpel. Pincers. Scissors. Neat. Okay. We will see if the police report is right. That looks pretty immolated to me. Good lord. What a mess. Am I... No, I'm not Anthony Beechworth. That would be silly. He died before the man immolated himself. So, let's see. I believe scalpels would come first. I'm not yet sure if I need to cut at all. Wait, hang on. I need to take a look. The skin is all scorched. Cause of death is probably shock caused by the sudden burns. A horrible way of passing. What could lead a man of God to commit such an act? All that remains is to file the medical report so he can receive the proper treatment a fine gentleman deserves. Alright. No? Okay. How do I file that report? No? No reports? I don't want to look again. Nothing else to do here. I should file the medical report. How do I do that, though? Where's the medical report? Where do I do that? Oh, I guess. Okay, whatever. Fine. The case still puzzles me. If he wanted to commit suicide, why did he do it in such a painful manner? Was he drugged or intoxicated? I should check his stomach for signs of poisoning. Oh, good God. Don't be curious, man. This isn't your job. Alright, the stomach looks fine on the outside. Now I should cut it open to check its contents. Oh boy. Gross. What is this? There's something strange in here. It looks like a piece of paper. It's sticky, gross. It is a note. I can't read that. I think that says Ernest Glynn, Jeremiah D, Alexander D, huge Ash something. I can't. I honestly have no idea. I know who Alexander is. And Jeremiah, these are names of the people who were on the list. I just don't know. Really, I can't really read it right. Hugo Ash something. I can't remember the names. I'm sorry. But Devitt was on that list, wasn't he? I don't remember. A crumpled note with 4 names, one of them crossed out. I think I should inform the inspector immediately. Oh, look, it's staying on the screen. Wonder if it's gonna get spooky. Oh, these are really short. We're gonna do all of them. That sentence. Francis Baldwin. After being certified of your guilt by a peer jury, we find you guilty of the wicked and violent murders of 14 innocent and sick people. Because of this sentence, I am hereby authorized to execute you at this very moment by hanging to death in the sight of God. Would you like to make a final statement before we proceed? Okay. Hoo boy. Well. She is the only survivor. What happened to the others? They are all dead. I would like to talk to her. Oh. Does this remind me of... Have I been in here? She has spoken only nonsense since she woke up. A number of remedies in china and glass jars. There is no doubt this is a Catholic monastery. Miss Parnell is staring meditatively at this small... Ms. Parnell is staring meditatively at this small plant. There we go. I can speak English and enunciate. I can stop mumbling at any time I want. Good afternoon. My name is Johann... Or is it Johann? Johann Kaufmann. I am a doctor. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions? Please be careful with what you ask. Miss Parnell's state is delicate. I am perfectly fine and able to talk, sister. Thanks for your consideration. Now, doctor, I understand you want me to repeat my story. I would be thankful to hear it indeed. I'll stay outside if you need me. I am a sane woman, doctor, in complete control of my mind and reason. You do not dare to question it. I certainly wouldn't. Then I will commence. I woke up in the dark. The room was small, so narrow that I could touch the wooden walls just by raising my elbows. Where were you? Could you recognize the place? I couldn't tell at first. For a moment, a most dreadful thought crossed my mind. A coffin! What if I had been buried alive? I was right! Sorry. When I got out, I found myself in my parents' house. I hadn't been there since they sent me to school. Were your parents there? Did you see anyone there? Your parents, or maybe someone you know? No. They were not in the same house, or they were not in the house, nor was any servant I had known in the years of my childhood. I was alone. I could feel the humid air in my skin, and could smell the scent of the long time abandoned. I walked the rooms, unsettled by the silence. The place had the bleak feel of a ruin. Then I saw someone. In the opposite end of the corridor, an old woman stared at me. Who was she? How should I know? I hadn't seen her before. I followed her out through the back alley and into the streets. I got lost in the burg of Aberdeen. The streets were deserted and a thick fog covered everything. I thought I had seen the old woman through the fog once or twice, but they could have just been shadows. Where was everybody? These are all questions that she couldn't really... Alright. Did nobody walk the streets? Where was everybody then? I don't know. But I haven't said there was nobody. I met some people. Vagabonds. One of them was a priest. I remember a novelist and a boy, too. Tell me about the novelist. The woman had never written a word. She created only in her mind, you know. She could tell the stories sentence by sentence with perfect precision, and I could even hear a piece of her last work. What was the piece about? Yes, the piece she told me was something like, the shadows of the past soon melted within a land that loves silence. Through the fog they walked, found themselves lost. Hoping for a sign from their gods, they set camp on the beach, where 30 birds awaited to meet their crown. Tell me about the priest. Where did you meet him? I met him in a stable. Good Lord, he said mass there, among the beasts. Could you imagine the profanity? So the boy, What about him? I came across an abandoned carriage. The horse was long dead, its bones still harnessed to the cart. There was a young man petting the carcass of the animal. Did you talk to the boy? He was deaf, but I think he could read my lips. When he spoke, he did with a clear accent. He said he could only listen to the songs of the departed. What happened then? As I walked, the fog got denser. I could barely see anything around. I finally met the old woman. She didn't say a thing, but gave me a cardboard card. Then she left. She gave you a playing card. It was one of those used to tell fortune. There was a drawing on it of a veiled person holding a lamp. Then the mist seemed to clear out, and I could finally see. What could you see? Barren land, bathed by roaring waves. There were thousands of birds, and then I realized there was something else. What was it? It was there. It looked at me. The burning dark inside, the shaking, the scream, that vision that I cannot understand. What is it, Doctor? Have I finally lost my strength of mind? I believe your story. I'm sure that what you lived was real. But I am afraid that I currently lack any proof that can confirm your account. I am sorry. I should leave. Thank you for your time. It looks like a tarot card. I don't know which tarot card that is. I have no idea. It's probably a real spooky one. Red man, death, whatever. I don't know. Aw, Anthony, no, I haven't read the names of these either. I didn't realize that said Beechworth's Wake until I clicked on it. And now I'm sad. Ah, Anthony, no. He does not look dead, but just asleep. I barely knew him, busy as he was traveling the world. What would be of man with no aspiration for the other side to inspire or lead him? I knew it would come to this. Your father was a terrible mess of a man. I'm only grateful that he brought you to our home. Soon enough, not long after you were born. I hold no doubt that you will learn from this his bad example and grow up to be a righteous gentleman. What could there be greater than the efforts of mortals to rise from their miserable condition? We will speak later, young man. We're busy. This is so sad. He was most dearest to me. You know, your father was a complicated man. He had a strong character and was stubborn as a mule when he had taken a determination. He believed he had a mission in this world, though I'm not sure he knew exactly what it was. That which avoids description, the unknown, provides men with a reason to exist. This is an obscure domain, its secrets taken by man from the silence of nature and death. You are the young Beechworth, is that right? Your father left you everything, Anthony. The house, his accounts, and all his belongings for you to receive when you come of age. So this is Anthony. That's okay. So this is past. This ain't recent. Although I guess that makes sense. Nobody really knew like this Beechworth Anthony. Anthony was more of a recluse than his dad was, looks like. He was very specific in his testament, though, that you should receive this promptly, his personal book log. These are the memoirs of my life, my research, and my knowledge of the other side. Use them wisely, son. and then he grew up and hung himself. Very good. Very good. Very strong character. Very strong character getting himself fucking killed by birds. Goddamn. Anyway. So, that was the extras. All very spooky. All very... Well, it gives you closure anyway, I should hope. Oh boy. Alrighty. Thank you all for watching, and I guess we'll be moving on to season 2 in a while, a little bit. Just a little bit. You all have a good one. I love you very much. And stay away from cults. Just as a rule. Bye.